The pre-install video for the Luke Innovations dual mass flywheel. And what you're going to need to do this job is you're going to need a flywheel, and I'm going to explain to you more about what this flywheel does, why it's necessary, and why did they make a dual mass flywheel. You know, maybe you guys are wondering that. I've actually looked a lot of this stuff up, so I'm going to share my research with you. But you need a flywheel, you're going to need some bolts. Highly recommend that you replace the bolts when you're in there. Typically, these torque to yield bolts are typically a one-time use. Really, I mean, you could use them again, I suppose, but you know, if you're going to do this much work, you want to replace them. It's just silly not to. It'd be a shame if one of those broke after you got in there, because they're typically made for one-time use. I'm going to show you real quick what the noise sounds like. If you're just starting to make noise like this, then you need to really get this thing scheduled, order the part. I got this on eBay. They're available, I believe, at Auto House, Arizona. Pretty good price. I buy a lot of stuff from them. If you're in California, it's not too bad because they can ship to you. You can order it before noon usually, and you'll get it the next day typically. So it's kind of cool, in Southern California at least. I don't know what it's like up north, but and you don't have to pay the tax. So that's kind of cool. So the shipping's a little, a little bit of money, and I think if it's over $100, they give it to you for free, the shipping. So it's really not bad, not a bad place to buy parts from. Or if you're a shop and you're out here, I haven't checked, but I'm sure that IMC has these. I haven't looked. But you have to go to IMC. You have to have a resale number, and I don't have one, so I don't go to them. I used to have a friend with one, and he let it go. So, but yeah, those are the places that you can look on eBay, IMC, or Auto House, Arizona. So anyway, that's where you can get the part. Let's take a look at the noise. So this is an 09. We got 218,000 miles on it. Yeah, you might say, oh my God. Well, we put a lot of miles on our vehicles. That's why I buy TDIs. And this thing's designed to last, easily 400,000 or more miles. So it's not going to be a big deal. But let's take a listen to this noise. See if it makes any noise. Okay, let's listen here. It's not doing it right this minute. But when you turn the engine off, there it goes. Start to hear it as the idle. One thing that you'll notice when it first starts to go out is you'll notice a slight engine vibration that almost feels like a misfire. Diesels don't misfire. Usually they either don't fire at all on one cylinder, but they don't usually miss a skip like this. Sorry about that. I bumped my rear wiper, and now my front wiper's on. Great. Let's listen to that noise. You can hear that little clicking in the background. So that's what the noise sounds like. Also, when you turn the engine off, let's see if it does it. It usually will do like a shutter sound when you turn the engine off. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, you hear that clink, 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 clink at the end. That is DMF fail. So that's what they sound like. That's where you buy them. And we're going to do the installation video today. And we're going to start that shortly. But I wanted to do a pre-video on just where to buy the part and on the noise. So if you've got the noise, definitely get your part ordered. It's going to take a few days to get it. You don't want it to get much worse than this. So remember, if you're driving your car and at idle, it feels like your idle's gone down a little bit, that's a sign that you need to get out and listen to your engine and see if you can hear that noise. Because that little bit of vibration that you feel, it usually is the looseness in the flywheel. So anyway, let's explain why, yeah, why they have a DSG, why they have a dual mass flywheel, real quick. Because a lot of you guys are wondering this. Why do they do this? And a lot of people say, well, it's because it's to dampen the shifting for the transmission. Nope, sorry, that's not it. A lot of people say, oh, it's because all these different things. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. As your engine fires, the piston comes down. As soon as that engine fires, that immediate firing of the engine causes immediate torque to your crankshaft. Okay, and what this does is this counteracts that, so that the springs inside of this actually, as that engine fires, every time it fires, the springs inside of here are to actually dampen that to cause less engine wear. So what it does is basically it saves your rod bearings for basically ever. When you look at Klobenschmidt rod bearings in this car, they'll probably be good for many miles. I bet you anything this thing will go 500,000 miles or more if this DSG and this dual mass flywheel is changed on a periodic basis. I used to think that these, once you got it done once, it was okay. That's not exactly true. This is a maintenance item. So 218,000 miles on this car. I don't know if it's ever been done. Probably not. But some of the other ones are around 100,000. My other car, the 06, was at 100,000. I heard that the new 8-Luke Innovations for that car that replaces the original one will go longer. I don't know. I don't have any way to confirm that. But those are the things that, that's what the flywheel's for. It's to slow down engine wear. That's all it is. And so, if you have a stick shift and you don't really care if you're going to go 500,000 miles, just get the regular one. But if you have a DSG, you only have one option, and that's this flywheel. So just prepare, it's going to be something you're going to have to do every, 150,000 miles. I got estimates at the shop. The dealer, I think it was $1,800 labor. If you're going to have somebody do it and you're in Southern California, Wadrose Motors does them, and he's a lot less than that, but I think he's still around $1,000 or $900 labor. I did it myself on the other car, and it took me a total of 6 hours, and that's because I dropped the frame rail. Well, generously, Wadrose Motors owner actually commented on my last video and said that you don't need to drop the transmission all the way out of the car. So this next video that we're going to do is going to do that without dropping the whole transmission. I actually wanted to drop the whole transmission because I wanted to see what it was like under there. I wanted to see everything. But to do that, you have to actually, drop with half of the frame rail. Then you have to get your car realigned. I'm going to try and forego that on the next video and show you the shortcut of leaving it in the car. So stay tuned. If you have not watched that video, you're going to want to see it. It might take me a little while to edit it. I don't think I'll get it all in I don't typically edit videos. I usually use pause on my cell phone. But that one, I might actually have a couple cameras running at the same time to get as much information on it as possible. Because the last one I made has, 500,000 views or something like that. So I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to spend that money. It did take me a total of, I believe I calculated 6 hours on the first one I did. And that was because I was working really slow. Okay. We're going to have a tag team of 2 of us pulling this thing off. I've got a car lift. So we're going to have a little bit more, it'll probably be a lot less time than that. But you could do this on the ground at your house. And it took me a total of 6 hours without any extra stuff. Basically stuff you'd have in your garage. No air tools. Well, actually, maybe I did use a couple air tools, but not many. We're going to be using electric powered impacts and screw guns. So I bet you we'll get this thing done in about 2 to 3 hours. It's really not that hard of a job, but they charge $900, to $1,800 labor. To me, that's just a lot. So if you're in the same position I am, you don't have the $1,800, you have the $900 to pay for labor, and you want to do it yourself, you can spend the time. Stay tuned. You're going to want to see that video. It's going to be up pretty soon. All right, talk to you in the next video.